Today's fight with English language commentary is the 1997 clash between Koji Arisawa and Yutaka Nishida. This is the second bout between the two men, who'd previously fought with Arisawa stopping Nishida in 3 rounds in 1996. That first bout was Arisawa's first defence of the Japanese super featherweight title. This was to be his third defence. He was at the time 15-0 with 12 knockouts, as you can see in the wonderful Japanese graphics. Nishida, on the other hand, was 14-6-1 with 3 knockouts. Although perhaps not the biggest name you've ever heard of, Koji Arisawa was a massive star in Japan at this point. He was hugely popular, he was a massive icon with female fans, he had an exciting style, and he would later go on to become well known for his 1998 war with Takanori Hatakeyama. If you've not seen his bout with Hatakeyama, that is something absolutely mind-blowing, as most Hatakeyama fights were from the 1990s, including his 2 wars with Yong-Soo Choi and his loss to Lakbar Sim, and even his fights with Rick Yoshimura. Hatakeyama was brilliant, and him and Arisawa made for an amazing matchup together. But before Arisawa's career reached that high point, he had a solid reign as the Japanese national champion, with this being one of many defences from Arisawa. Of the two, Arisawa is the one with the slightly nicer hair. No wonder he had female fans, right? And that's Sumo Hanagata in his corner, I believe, as well. So yeah, here we go. Nishida is the southpaw, a little bit crafty looking, but Arisawa is just a power puncher. At this point here, he's an exciting, aggressive fighter. He was blowing people away. He was putting on such great performances, and you can tell he's actually really composed for a puncher. He's holding his ground to get cut by left hand, but there's very little on Nishida's shots. Nishida might be the better boxer, might be the more classy fighter, who keeps popping that left hand into Arisawa's face, but not managing to even shake Arisawa, who really did take a good shot through his career. He was really a tough guy at one point. His lack of defence did go on to cost him later in his career, when the wars started to accumulate, but he could take a shot, and he had that sort of frightening power that allowed him to risk taking one to land one. And I assume that's kind of his mentality here, is you only had 3 knockouts in 21 fights, I am not particularly scared of you, you should be terrified of me, I can bang. But staying on the outside, almost letting Nishida pick him off with straights. Oh, great hook though. Great right hand from Arisawa, who's now pressing a bit more. It's still not a great performance from Arisawa, but I think after he's knocked the guy out in 3 rounds previously, he's not too worried about what Nishida has in the armoury. He's willing to take one to land one, he's willing to see whether or not Nishida's going to open up on him, whether or not Nishida's going to let his shots go a bit more. Halfway through the round, and it's very clear Nishida round up to this point. Nishida's just shown so much extra skill and class. It's surprising to see he's the challenger, given how he's looked through the first almost 2 minutes of the round. Very nice work from the challenger. Another good shot left, but he's now being tagged by Arisawa's right hands a few times. Nice combination from Nishida, and again, just really can't budge Arisawa. Even those really clean, smooth, accurate shots, he can't hurt the champion, and that's mentally got to be a worry. Even in the first round, if you can't get the other guy to back up, it's a worry. And Arisawa's starting to let his own right hand go. I wonder if it's just a southpaw stance, perhaps. Oh, that's an absolute humdinger right hand. Absolutely dropping Nishida. You can see why he was so willing to take one to open up Nishida to try and catch him, and that's a beauty. That's just an absolute fantastic single punch takeout. Brilliant win from brilliant finish from Arisawa, who, let's be honest, had not looked good in the first 2.5 minutes. Great knockout. Once again, we want to thank our patrons for allowing us to do these sorts of videos, and we do want to highlight fights like this that I've personally not seen in a very long time, so therefore it makes them a little bit more interesting to me. And as you can see there, fantastic knockout, a forgotten fight with a brilliant finish by Koji Arisawa.